There are three main causes of inconsistent sex. You want to know what they are? Listen in. Hey guys, I'm Stephanie, your sexologist and sex coach for men. Welcome back to the What I Love About Sex podcast. I know all of you guys want more and more sex, but the first really important thing to keep in mind is that the first cause of inconsistent sex is she's not satisfied. The most satisfying part is more so the connection for a woman. It's the connection, it's the touch, it's the slowness, it's the lead up, it's the foreplay, it's the slowing down and building anticipation, right? So if that stuff isn't happening, and no, it doesn't have to be every single time where you have this slow build, right? Because if you're more of a spontaneous guy, then you want to just give each other what you both like, right? But there's been many studies that show lesbians actually have the most satisfying sex life together. After that, it's homosexual men. And after that, it's heterosexual couples. And this is mostly due to the lack of touch and attention when it comes to a woman getting in that sexual place where she can relax and therefore she could get highly aroused. It also, from the male side, a lot of you guys are in your head, in your anxiety, right? And because you're stuck in your anxiety, worrying so much about performance, you're missing out in the moment. You're missing out on what's right in front of you. So you're not fully enjoying it. So she's not fully enjoying it because there's this lack of kissing and making out and touching and moving kind of slow and like really feeling connected. And from your part, you're so much in your head and way too focused on performance that neither of you are fully satisfied. So yeah, it's not so much that it's just she's not satisfied. It's also, a lot of you guys are watching my videos because you're not fully satisfied with how you're approaching sex, even from, your own angle. It's like, oh, I hate the way I hate the thoughts I'm thinking. I wish I could just be there with her. I wish I could stop worrying about when I'm going to get hard and how long I'm going to stay hard and, if I'll be able to come or not. You don't want to be thinking that way. So thinking this way and this lack of satisfaction on both ends is causing less frequent sex, right? The second main cause of inconsistent sex is you're not comfortable as a couple. And I know a lot of you may think like, yeah, we're comfortable. We hang out all the time. We cuddle all the time. We go on date nights, once a month, every other week. And that's great. That stuff is all great. You should be proud of that. But you want to pay attention to how you are connecting as a couple and if you're comfortable along the lines of being intimate with each other, because that's way different. I was telling a client today that a cuddle with your arm just hanging over her is very different than a cuddle of you actually embracing her and holding her and maybe kissing her neck every so often while you're holding her, right? It's a very different feeling for you and for her. It's kind of like going to the next level of intimacy. It's you getting comfortable being sensual with her. And if you're not comfortable being romantic and sensual and sexual and flirtatious, and you're not building a comfort zone there because you're not doing it consistently, then when it comes to sex, that's when you feel a little awkward about having sex. Not so much awkward, but you could feel awkward, but you could also feel like, oh man, here it comes. Like we're finally going to do it, right? So there's this increase in pressure. You're like, oh, we don't normally do this. And I hope I can perform. Oh my God, who knows when this is going to happen again, right? So you start thinking like that because you're not comfortable being around her relaxed in a sensual way. So if you can increase those moments of connection that are not just platonic comfortability, but actually like a sensual romantic comfortability, that's the way to go. And the third main cause of inconsistent sex is it becomes boring because you guys never discuss it and you never change it up. So a lot of us act as though our partner is going to like the same things for life when it comes to sex. And that is not true. Our bodies change, our preferences change. You might be surprised. I know for me, I've gone through phases of, for instance, really liking toys and then not liking them. And then liking to be eaten out a certain way and then not really liking that anymore. And it's up to me to share that information. And it's up to creating a comfortability between me and my partner to be able to allow that conversation to happen and to both be open to sharing that with each other. And if one of us feels like something is boring, we communicate it to know, okay, well, what do we need to do to spice it up? You don't always have to take it so personally and like heavy of a conversation. It's just like, okay, yeah, like That's true. Like we haven't done something different in a while, and it's good to spice things up every so often. Or it's good to talk about this so that we know for certain where our bodies are at and what we're actually craving. I just had a client of mine have a conversation with his wife for the first time in a very long time where he asked her, what are your major turn-ons? And her answers surprised him. Like he was like, wow, that was like a really good conversation because I didn't know she was going to say that, what she said. And it taught me a lot about her. And it was like a fun conversation to have with her. And it definitely did build confidence in me and also comfortability between us because we're starting to talk about sex more. So it's like becoming more of this normal, natural, comfortable, like fun thing to do, like relaxing thing to do, rather than this awkward, tense, pressured, like, I don't know what they're going to say, like insecure thing to do. You know what I mean? You definitely want to practice talking about it. And this could be as simple as, what do you love most about our sex life? You know, start there. If it feels hard to have a conversation, just ask your partner what she likes most about it, even if you're not having a lot of it. Like, because that's going to give you information on how to have more and how to at least open conversations about it so that you can get to the point where the sex you're having is high quality. And then over time, you're having it more frequently as well. But the biggest thing you want to keep in mind is just because you're having sex, or to anyone, just because someone's having sex with their partner often does not mean that sex is good sex or satisfying sex. I've worked with people before who had sex often, but were not happy with the sex they were having. And I've also worked with people who had sex once a week or once every other week, and they were thrilled with their sex life. So that is very up to the couple. All right. Stop trying to keep up with everybody in terms of like having the most sex. Focus on the type of sex you're having and how you and your partner feel about it. And that's the most important thing. That's what's going to have you have the most consistency in your sex life. You're going to appreciate it most. You're going to enjoy it most. And you just don't have to compare yourself to everybody else. If you are looking for more one-on-one coaching and you want to work with me, click the link in the description of this video. And I'd love to see if we're a good fit to work together. That's it for now. I'll see you in the next one.